going to call Senator Moloney. You have 6 minutes, and after Senator Riley has spoken, the Minister will then respond, and then we'll try and get anybody else in that still hasn't spoken. Senator Moloney, you have 6 minutes.
Thank you, and I'm also delighted to have the opportunity to speak on this motion today, and I welcome the Minister into the House. The Minister, every room I went into today, you seem to be inside before me, but anyway, that's not a bad thing. I would like at this point just to join my colleagues in extending my deepest sympathies to every family that has been affected by suicide, and those in particular relating to bullying. Right now in Ireland, the issue of bullying in schools is at the forefront of media and public attention, and rightly so. But isn't it sad that it takes a tragic youth suicide to bring this to the attention? And every community in Ireland needs to recognise that the problem is not just confined to schools, that it goes on everywhere around the country. And for our children to grow up in a healthy environment where they can reach their potential, then everyone needs to be involved in tackling bullying, in all forms of bullying. The victims of bullying, they feel isolated, they feel alone and afraid. These feelings only get worse when they see there is no one to turn to. Parents can only do so much with teenagers, and when victims of bullying and their feelings feel there is no support, and things just get worse and worse in their own mind. And I have to say at this point, Minister, that I'm saddened that the economic climate has brought around where we had to cut back on the career guidance counsellors in schools, because many of them were excellent and they did connect with their pupils. There were some very good career guidance counsellors out there that the kids could speak to and come to with their problems. And I hope and I trust that going forward, that when we get this country back on our feet, that it will be a priority for those posts to be reintroduced in schools. It may not be you, Minister, it may not even be this government, but going forward, please God, that some government will give priority to that in the future. Another thing that was brought to my attention today, that over the last few weeks we have read about the tragic circumstances of youth suicide. But in all those articles in the media, I have never once seen the media print the helpline for anyone who is affected by suicide to contact if they are feeling that way. So the media have a role to play here too, and they could print, look, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling suicidal, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling bullied, ring this helpline. I mean, it's not too much. Paper never refused ink, so they could indeed print that out. I'm delighted that the government announced an anti-bullying forum early in the life of the new Dáil, and I hope that the action plan will be produced as soon as possible. Our approach to bullying, it really needs to change. We need to begin to stop bullying rather than dealing with the consequences. Firstly, we need to give teachers the right tools to prevent bullying in schools. This would mean workshops on the causes of bullying, prevention of it, etc. Our teachers do care for the welfare of their children. They really do care, and that's something that may be overlooked. So I do think that we need to create an environment they want to teach in. Secondly, we must educate students to prevent bullying happening in the first place. The SPHE and the CSPE curriculums need to be enhanced so that students are taught to accept, respect and tolerate. This should not end in the classroom. Schools and local communities should connect to ensure that teenagers are interacting with each other. With regard to the issue of cyberbullying, which appears to be rampant today, I believe greater vigilance is needed, and other websites do have administrators who do the best they can to oversee it, but they must watch out for this and try and counteract it and try and stamp it out when they see the cyberbullying going on. And you know, bullying was always there. This is nothing new. But in the old days, we were in school. We had a safe haven. We could go home. We could get away from the bullying in the school or wherever, and we could go home and we could close the door. And our parents, well, it was a safe haven. But it's not anymore, because this internet and Facebook and Twitter and texting has come into the home, and the bullying follows them home, and they can no longer shut it outside their door. So it's very sad. And I think what we really need to do, we need to educate some parents on how to use the internet and social media, because many parents, especially maybe elderly parents, wouldn't have a clue. I actually had a woman who asked me recently would I teach her how to text. And, you know, so they're not aware of it. And we need to educate the parents as well, to monitor it and to know what's going on. Sorry, last speaker. Like, I will finish up now, but I just want to not to castigate every teenager here today, because there are some really, really good kids out there. There really are. And today we saw it in our education committee when the Corlin and O came in, and the ideas they had and the way they were able to present it. And they spoke about mental health issues and cyberbullying and things. And we can learn from them. They said to us, we know what's happening. We know how some of these things can be fixed. And we should connect with them and hear and listen to what they're saying. So, Minister, I don't envy your task, because I don't know how to legislate for this. I hope that you will find a way that you can legislate for it, and I wish you well in your endeavours. And can I just commend the Fine Gael senators on bringing this motion forward today?
Thank you very much indeed, Senator Moloney. And now